Welcome to the third edition of Beat Your Meat. Today we're going to do something special. I'm going to show you how to make a pastrami. So you might ask me, what is a pastrami? Pastrami is made from a brisket that has been pickled or brined for 7 days. Then we take it and we smoke it. And we'll smoke it to 160 degrees. Then I'll cover it, put it in a pan with some moisture, and then I will steam it until I get it up to temperature of around 201 to 205. That's pastrami. Very similar to corned beef, except the corned beef is boiled all the way until done and then cut up and ready to go. First thing we have to do, pastrami is not a fatty piece of meat. So we're using a prime brisket, and we're gonna have to cut off a bunch of the fat off of it. So that's what I'm doing now. Now there's two parts to a brisket. There's the top cap, and there's a layer of fat that separates it from the rest of the brisket. The top cap is what we're going to be using for the pastrami. The bottom half I'll just smoke as brisket. But in order to get to that, you see this vein of fat in here. We're going to cut through that. That runs all the way through the bottom, so we're going to cut through that and separate the two pieces of meat. Okay, so now I got these separated. So I'm going to take the bottom half, I'm going to save that because that's good. It's going to be great for brisket, for a small brisket. This is the piece that we're going to make pastrami out of. There's still a little bit of fat on there that I'm going to work on, but that's basically how you separate them. You can also buy them at the store, just the top cap. A lot of places you can ask your local big butcher to do it for you, but I like to play with my meat, so that's why I'm doing it. Alright, so now I'm done getting all the fat, as much as I need to, off of my pastrami. I've separated it from the other half, and now I'm going to put it in my brining bucket, which I have right here. Currently empty. Just going to throw that in here for now. And then start working on the brine. So I got all my pickling spices put together so that I don't have to measure it out. I've already measured it. I'm just gonna go over here, I'm gonna throw it in my water here and let the magic begin. Now one of the things you gotta make sure is you want to get it just to boiling. You don't want to let it boil for longer than a minute. And you need to watch it because it will rise quickly with all this stuff that's in it. So once it starts boiling, turn it off, and then we're off and running. Okay, so I'm going to turn the heat off. Now, what I don't want to do is I don't want to boil my brisket. But we all know how patient I am, which is not very. So what I do is I grab a bag of ice, pour it in with my brisket first, then I take my boiling concoction and I pour it over my brisket. My brisket is completely submerged now. The ice is bringing it down for temp. We're going to cover this bad boy up. And then we are going to take it and not do anything with it for 7 days. Here's the bonus to making a pastrami. Lately, whenever I have to work late and I come home, my wife's cooking, I always have to eat chicken. Making the pastrami allows me not only to have a great piece of red meat pastrami in 7 days, but it also allows me, oh, guess what? I got to cook that brisket, otherwise it's going to go bad. So, it's the double whammy. Welcome back to day 7 of the pastrami making saga. Today we get to pull out our pastrami from the brine. We're gonna smoke it, then we're gonna steam it, and then we're gonna eat it. Oh baby. Be good to daddy. Let's get this baby out of here. So now obviously we have a pastrami. It's still covered in some pickling juices, and we're gonna clean that off. Clean off some of the spice. We'll grab some paper towels. Pat it down. Now we got the brisket cleaned off. For the most part, I'm gonna use a rub on there, black pepper, smoked paprika, and ground coriander. Just gonna do that very liberal. All right. Now we're gonna flip this baby. Do it on the other side. Now it's time to take it out to the smoker. Now I already got my smoker set to 250 and had it going, so it's ready to go. We're gonna smoke it until the meat gets to 160 degrees. 4 hours later, here we go. We're hitting our 160. It's time to pull it out. Put it in our pan. Now we're gonna add some beef stock to the bottom of the pan, and that's what we're gonna use to steam it to 200 degrees. So I don't want the meat actually sitting in the beef broth, so I'm gonna put a rack in there that sits above it about this much, so that we're just gonna steam it with a little juice, a little flavor. Then I'm gonna cover it with foil. I'll put it back in the smoker, and I'm gonna turn up the temp to 350 degrees. Checking the temperature, we're at 203, which is perfect. Anything over 200 is where we want to be. So we've smoked it to 160, we've steamed it to 203. The pastrami is officially done 7 days later. Beautiful. Let's pull this bad boy out. Let's get it on the cutting board and see what it tastes like. Falling off the bone beautifully. Let's ask one of our beautiful taste testers.
Amazing.
It's hot.
Hot.
Yeah.
Oh, the flavor. Yes. Oh,
It smells really good.
the smell, the taste, the flavor.
So we got our pastrami done. The hogs have had it plenty of times. We've discussed it. They love the pastrami. However, we're in quarantine. So my parents who live down the street, who I love dearly, they have no social contact with anybody. They're gonna be our hogs tonight. So they're gonna be our official taste testers, and that's the way we're rolling. Mom, fabulous. Grab a seat.
Okay.
Ryan, grab a seat. Thank you. You will be the taste testers this evening.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
I'm happy about that.
Cheers.
My parents love Reuben. So what we're gonna do is we're making Reuben Sandwich, which is rye bread, Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing, and pastrami.
Your dad needs a pickle.
Do you want a pickle, Dad?
Yes, please.
Here's your pickle.
Muchas gracias, senor.
How we do, Mom? How's your Reuben?
Great.
Dad?
I might even tip the shelf.
Don't lose it. Get that in there.
Do you need a napkin?
So we all know, unless Dozer likes it, no one likes it, doesn't count. Here we go. Doze! Come on. Come on. Sit, Doze. Sit. Good girl. Here we go. You like that, Doze? Looks like Dozer likes it and she's passing the test. Butter drenched.
Good stuff.
All right. That's the end of the episode of Beat Your Meat. We'll see you next time.
Don't let your meatloaf
Napkin.